we have a crash priority mission for you. Multiple casualties, possibly paranormal event.
Weaponized rabies, that sounds fun. Let's take a look.
Like, it looks like they died of asphyxiation. On top of that, they are also heavily bruised, slashed, and scratched. One of the firemen walks away from the group and pulls you aside and says, "Are you with them?" I don't know what they were doing there, but he came on that, and his 911 call was barely coherent, and now we can't even understand him. So you turn to look at the door, and you see Captain Care walking towards you. I take it that you're taking over this investigation then?
No, not at this point. Still your investigation boss. I'm just here to provide support.
It appears that these victims attacked each other with shards of a smashed mirror that you see. There are 7 laptops on the table. All of the screens have been smashed.
The laptops look like they're entirely broken.
You find one that you feel like you could resurrect. You catch a glint of blue light coming from the roof of the building.
Blue light? What kind of blue light?
It's like a sky blue glow. So Cindy, there is a police officer in there wearing a hazmat suit.
So should I kill him and take it from him?
I mean, maybe you shouldn't be so drastic about it.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, flashing my badge, and say, "Hey, have you gotten enough pictures?"
I mean, you can never get enough pictures, right?
Well, but have you gotten pictures of all of the people?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, I think we're running low on suits, buddy. So you might want to, let somebody else in here. We got to figure out what happened. And now that we got the photos, you get back to the lab, get them developed or whatever, and let's. I got my partner out there that needs a suit.
Oh, yeah, and any excuse to get out of this room, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll tag team her out.
Yeah, she's in the white coat out there.
All right. So, Esme,
Did you just go through that wall? Oh my gosh, could I do that? Did he just bust out like the Hulk? Did he scream like, "I'm the Hulk," and then he jumped through the wall?
No, he said, "Oh yeah."
It's more like the Kool-Aid Man. So yeah, Esme, the police photographer comes out and he takes the hood off of his hazmat suit and he says, "I hear you could use one of these," and y'all are able to switch out so that you can go.
I let him know that he's been exposed.
He looks very uncomfortable when you mention that.
I know. That's why I said it. Alright, I go in there, I guess.
Okay.
What do I do when I'm in there, Jeremy?
So you go, as you enter the building, you notice next to the door the center's booking schedule on a notice board, and that there's only one booking for this evening. It is the inaugural meeting of the Modern Languages School of American Aklo Speakers Association, Pittsburgh chapter.
Oh, Jeremy, we're gonna get eaten.
What is an Aklo speaker? How do you spell that?
So, A-K-L-O. If you wanted, you can make a occult check at plus 20.
So, do I see Esme come in?
Yeah, well, if you're out in the lobby, then yes, you do.
Yeah, so I moved out there. I'm guessing I shut the door to the room with all the bodies, and I sort of motion and say, "Yeah, you probably don't want to go in there if you want to keep what sanity you have." And then I take a beat and I just start laughing. And we laugh together, I assume.
Wild, insane laughter?
No, just like a knowing laughter. Like that we both know that, like, things be real.
They're trying to summon Cthulhu. Or something.
You're trying to summon Cthulhu?
No.
Oh, wow, that was a really good occult roll. Okay. You know that Aklo is said to be an occult possibly pre-human language, frequently used to evoke paranormal phenomena.
Yog-Sothoth, or whatever he's calling himself now.
Why are you just name dropping?
And
Listen.
I assume she tells me that.
Yes, I tell you that these cultists are trying to summon some terrible creature.
Well, well, maybe they did. Maybe they did summon it.
Neat.
I'm gonna take my little infrared thing out and sweep it around a little bit to see if I see anything else in these other rooms we haven't visited yet.
No, you do not notice anyone or anything glowing in those rooms.
Okay. Kind of in front of me, there's this long, dark area. I don't see a door, though. How would I...
Yeah, there's a series of meeting rooms down there.
Alright. I'm gonna try... there we go. So I'm gonna try and I'm gonna look in the first one.
So you look in these rooms. You see a couple of smaller meeting rooms that can be easily subdivided. It's one big room that can be subdivided into 3 separate rooms. Then there is a small kitchen and a lounge next to it. I assume you just want to check the rest of the building out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, so there's a restroom near the front entrance with 2 small rooms not attached to it, but near it, as well as an exercise studio. Then there is a small community library, the reception area, a small meeting room, and the electrical closet.
Well, it doesn't look like there's anything else in any of these other rooms, Esme. Just in this room here. So they had there were 7 people, I guess, or 6 people, sorry, and 7 computers that they were working on. So I'm thinking maybe one of them did get turned into a monster, hence the 7 computers and 6 people. Maybe it seems like they skedaddled.
Okay. I thought I saw a light on the top of the building. Maybe we should check up there?
All right. Here, I'm gonna grab this computer that I set aside. I'm gonna go grab that computer, and then let's head outside, I guess. So did I see a way up on the way into the building?
Onto the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a ladder up to the roof in the electrical closet.
Mm-hmm. Is it really public and exposed?
You access it from behind the reception counter.
Oh, okay. So we can get up to the roof from inside the building?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's bizarre, but let's do that. Maybe I'll leave the laptop at the reception desk then, and head up to the roof.
Okay. You're going to the roof with them, Esme?
Sure.
All right. So the roof of this building, it's this flat surface with kind of a rocky texture to it. The AC units for the building are on top of here, as well as some different drainage pipes and everything. Little fans. There's a small ledge around the roof, so you feel like if there had been someone or something up here that you had seen earlier, they could have ducked down and hidden from you very easily. But you don't notice anything right now.
Of course I don't. Why would I?
And I'm gonna pull out my infrared thing and look around the roof, because I assume it's dark up there.
Yeah, it's dark on the roof. You don't see anything on the roof, but it does look like there's someone in the building below you now.
So Esme,
Uh-huh.
there was nobody downstairs when I checked with my little infrared camera, and there's nobody up here now, but now it's telling me there's somebody in the building.
You can both make search checks, by the way.
I did real bad.
Yeah, we both did.
Okay. So, Esme, you actually noticed that over by the AC unit, there is a vent that's been pried open.
I point this out.
So maybe this thing heard us and it knew we were looking for it downstairs, and then it knew we were coming up here, so it went back down. So maybe one of us should stay up here over by that vent, and then one of us will go back downstairs.
Okay. Do you want to flip for it, or do you have a preference?
Ooh, no. I don't have a preference. Maybe I should go down because I've got the camera. So if it's wandering around down there, I'll be able to find it more easily.
Okay. Do we have any way of communicating with each other? Earbuds or
That's
walkie-talkies or something? I mean, we've got our
cell
burner
phones,
phones.
right?
There's that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can always put it on speaker.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I mean, y'all could easily have, like, Bluetooth headsets if you wanted. You're both
Sure. So we've got
you're both in professions that would probably you would probably have a Bluetooth headset for your profession for your phone.
right. So I'm gonna go back downstairs, and I assume Esme is gonna stay up here.
Yes. I will go and peer down into the vent.
All right.
So I'm gonna walk into the reception area, and then scan around to see if I see anything. So I see something over there.
So down the hallway, like as you're coming out of the reception hall, you look that way and you see something that looks like a flickering blue human shape moving very slowly, but then a few seconds after you come around the corner, it like jumps to the side to this little alcove and stops moving. And as it stops moving, it doesn't really disappear, but it comes like this camouflage shaped blur. It's really hard to focus on. Like, you were kind of looking at it, so you can kind of tell that there's something there, but you feel like if you had just like moved your vision over it, you might not have even registered that something was there. But there's something there, and it's
I see.
off.
All right. So I'm gonna tell Esme what I see, and I say I got eyes on this thing, so I think maybe close that vent and then head on down here.
Okay, I close the vent. I tell him to hold still and keep eyes on it. I'm on my way. And I head downstairs.
I do that. Is it doing anything?
It just seems to be hunkered down.
With my very good occult roll from earlier, do I think this is something particular?
You're not sure what this is. You could,
Make another roll.
yeah, I mean, because that roll earlier was for knowing what Aklo is. What sciences do you guys know?
What do we know?
Yeah.
I know my name.
I know what
No.
sciences.
I know biology and chemistry.
I know philosophy and robotics.
Okay.
Philosophy is not a science.
I like I've said several times, I copied right off of the burner sheet thing. So if you want to say that philosophy is not a science that I should be able to have, then you gotta tell the people that made this game
Oh, I will.
they're wrong.
I will do that. Next time we see Shane, Jeremy, remind me.
So I've got a feeling that maybe I should try and get into that computer. Maybe it has some information about whatever this thing is.
Okay.
Is that something I can go ahead and try now?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I'm going to use my computer science.
I'm going
Is that what
to
I should do?
I'm going to draw my pistol and just stare at this thing.
So Cindy pulls the laptop out, and it seems like almost before she's even finished doing that, it starts running away. Like it's almost like it saw the laptop before it could and screams and runs away.
I'm going to shout whatever Cindy's codename is and start running after it. Christopher!
All right. I guess I put the laptop away.
I mean, you haven't even fully brought it out yet.
But I
I
got
guess.
such a good computer science roll, Jeremy.
You did, and we'll
Such a
save
good
that
roll.
because I definitely want you to look in that computer.
All right. So I put the computer back where I had it at the reception desk, and I run after Esme.
Let's go into initiative if you guys are going to try and chase this guy down.
We're just chasing it. We're not killing it yet.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to.
I mean, Jeremy has us on this train, and he knows where we're going, so... Jeremy, are we going to have to kill this thing?
If I wanted you guys to kill it, I would have had it attack you. I don't know why you think you're on a train.
He just wants us to get some psychological trauma before he makes us kill it.
Gotcha.
All right. So how does initiative work, bro?
It's just dex order.
I have 14 decks.
And what's Esme have?
My dexterity is 12.
Cindy, what do you do?
So I'm behind Esme, so I'm gonna continue running. Can I still see the thing?
Yeah, you can see it a lot better now that it's moving. It's like
It's like an octopus.
as it moves, it leaves this streaky, glowing trail.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just run as fast as I can toward the door, hoping maybe I can cut it off.
Okay, so you can get to about there. Esme, what do you want to do next?
I'm going to shout, "Wait, stop, we're not going to hurt you." Does that do anything?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
Are you shouting it as you're running?
Yeah, I'm going to run, and if I can, get in front of it and try to block that door.
Yeah, you're able to get around it. You've got it both between you, and it just kind of has like this weird, like stretchy, echoey voice that seems to come. It's almost like an echo that reaches you before the source of it,
Neat.
and it hunkers down on the ground and starts sobbing.
Does it say anything?
But it's not humanoid, right?
It seems to be a human figure. It's very hard to tell what it is, but the outline of it seems to be humanoid.
Okay. Can we sort of shepherd it into one of the rooms, maybe?
Yeah, you could do that. It will let you lead it in there. It seems to be trying to talk, but you can't understand what it's trying to say.
Can it write, maybe? I get out a pad of paper and a pencil and kind of like mimic, like, "Hey, here's a thing you can write with. Would you like this?"
So it takes it, and it's kind of weird because it almost feels like it's taken from you before it's taken from you. And like as it grabs it, the pencil, it starts glowing blue, and it's almost like you can't even see it anymore. And it starts like scrabbling on which room did y'all go into?
Redwood, why not?
So yeah, it starts scrabbling on one of the walls. It's this like
Is it Aklo, Jeremy?
Yeah, you know what Aklo is. You know what the script looks like. So yes, it is definitely the Aklo script.
Neat. Well, I know from previous games that I've had with you that Aklo takes like 600 years to read. So, is there anything I can glean from this?
Not from what he's writing. You don't understand the language. You just know enough to recognize what it is.
Is Aklo on like Google Translate?
Yes, actually it is.
Well, then I pull out my phone and I flip over to Google Lens and I say, "Esme, do you know what this script is?"
Why, yes I do. It's Aklo.
Oh, okay.
So
And then I tap the Aklo as the input language and English as the output language. And my phone magically starts telling me that it says...
Well, your phone magically tells you that it doesn't recognize a language named Aklo.
No, I'm a computer scientist. I programmed it in. I'm guessing.
You don't know the language Aklo. You couldn't program it in.
It's called machine learning, Jeremy. You don't have to know things to make things work. I'm rolling. So can I use my last computer science roll to say that I did do this thing?
No, that was for something else. And
all right. Well,
Aklo is not a language that's on the internet.
Well,
Jeremy, I can Google it right now.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so I couldn't figure out how to make it work on my phone, apparently.
Yeah, it is not a language that's recognized. While you're trying to find...
Can I send a picture
way to
our handler?
I mean, you could.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. While you were trying to find a way to translate the language, knowing that it's Aklo, you do find the Modern Languages School of America website. In the forums, there was a recent thread that started about 12 weeks ago. That's the only mention of Aklo on that website. It does not list Aklo as a language that you can learn on their main website. But there are 7 users that joined the forum, all in the Pittsburgh area, between 12 and 6 weeks ago. The last post on there says that they have reserved this meeting room for this evening.
All right. I'm going to make a note of their usernames.
Okay.
And what's sort of the general content of the rest of the messages?
So they talk about like their different language skills, talk about their personal lives and pets. Some of them post some holiday photos.
What holiday?
I guess if we're in September, it would be like Labor Day or something.
All right. Classic Labor Day photos.
Yeah, classic Labor Day photos. Then you get a message back from your handler. All it says in all caps is "burn that shit now."
Like to a CD? I'm debating if I should. He means destroy, right?
That's all the text says.
Yeah. All right, Esme. Our handler's telling us we got to wipe out this language stuff from here, so we got to make sure we do that before we get out of here.
Okay. I mean, clearly burning
try
it
and
down
see-
is the only solution to any problem, so...
Yeah. I'm gonna maybe leave Esme here and go check the computer.
Okay. I'm gonna stay here with this
All right.
creature out of time.
You do that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk back to the reception desk to that computer to see what they were doing in this meeting.
So as you're looking over the laptops, so they're all different, but they all have built-in CD burners and microphones. The screens and cases for this laptop that you're looking over is smashed, and the circuitry in the hard drive seems to have damage similar to that caused by low-level EMP. But with your computer use, you are able to resurrect it enough to see that it was running a recording and CD burning program. If you want to try again, you might be able to recover some of that recording.
If I did computer science again?
Yeah.
So my first role was to, like, get the computer going. And
Yes.
now, gotcha.
You did really well on your first one, so I'll say it made this one easier.
Yay. Okay.
So the recording that you're able to cover is you hear 7 different people reciting words or phrases in English and then following it with a word or phrase in a different language, which you can assume to be Aklo at this point since they were the Aklo speakers of America. You hear them, it's like conventional foreign language phrases like hello, how are you? Please change the sheets in my room. The pen of my aunt is in the garden.
Okay.
Something interesting that you also notice is that the recording is 3 hours long.
Okay.
Based on information on the bulletin board that Esme saw, they couldn't have been in that room for longer than 2 hours before Richard found them.
Okay. So this is like a contact thing where there's the recording went on for too long for how long she was gone. And I'm guessing we've sort of put together that this figure seems to react very quickly to us and seems to maybe be a little bit ahead of us in time or for very perceptive or something like that. So I'm going to walk back and tell Esme, hey, so they were recording themselves talking, and weird because, like, you know, it went on, the recording was longer than their meeting could have been.
Okay, so they've clearly created some sort of time slip. Neat.
I mean, if we're going to jump right there, I suppose.
I'm
I guess
jumping.
we're paranormal investigators, so why not?
I mean,
But, yeah.
both feet.
Was there anything at the end of the recording?
Like, as you're skipping ahead, you notice that the recording seems to get faster and faster and more static ridden. A few minutes before the recording ends, it rises up into a hypersonic squeal of these people talking, indistinguishable from feedback noise.
So it seems like maybe the people were slowly speeding up or something while they were doing this Rosetta Stone for the occult.
Okay.
I honestly not sure how that works, but you know.
Is there like
Why not?
Jeremy, is there a room full of gas cans here?
There is not a room full of gas cans.
But there is a speaker.
What is that?
What is what?
something There's all these things popping up on the map. Things that we are now noticing, or have they always been there?
No, they just appeared.
No, those have always been there. Those are security cameras.
All right, security cam. Oh, security cam.
Okay.
I don't see like a security office. Maybe the staff area.
We'll actually say this room that says Centennial is the security office.
Well, Esme, do you want me to go check out the security office, or you want to do it?
I think I'm really building a rapport here with our friend out of time. I'm gonna try to keep talking to it. Maybe it'll answer
Alright,
me before I ask a question.
So I saw these security cameras, so I'm gonna go see if we can get a recording of whatever this thing looked like when it first popped up here, or whatever. So I'm gonna head over to the Centennial room to do that.
I'm trying to calm this person thing down and ask it why it's afraid of computers.
It looks like it's trying very hard to communicate with you very, very slowly. It seems to be very frustrated by the fact that it can't speak to you in a language that you understand.
Does it know interpretive dance?
It does seem to be responding to you whenever you ask it questions in English, like it understands you.
Okay, so I'm going to tell it to hop for yes and squat for no. Does it understand?
It hops.
Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Now I can interrogate it. So I ask, can you stop the time thing?
It squats and starts crying.
Oh no! It's okay, we'll figure it out. Alright, does it know how to get back to this time?
It squats again and starts crying even more.
Oh no. Okay, let's go to something easy.
I think it's probably gonna be a little while before it's very upset.
Okay. I'm going to soothe it as best as I can.
Make that psychotherapy roll. So this guy is gonna calm down, but it's gonna be a few minutes. You're basically just having to wait it out.
Alright.
So Cindy, what are you looking for in the security room?
I'm looking at recordings, trying to see maybe if I can scroll back to when the group first arrived.
So you're like going backwards through the tapes?
I guess so, yes. I'm scrolling backwards through the tapes.
So as you're watching backwards through the tapes, you see you and Cindy walking around. You see what looks to be like a blue artifact in the lenses wander around a little bit with you guys. You see the police officers coming in and out of the room. You see Gott find the body. Then you, like 10 minutes before he finds them, you see all 7 of the people that were in that room walk over to this area of the reception desk, and they push something into a slot in the wall, and then they walk back to the meeting room.
Okay, so I see so moving backwards in time, I see security guard leaving to go having finding the body and then leaving to call the police or whatever.
Right.
And then sometime before then, I see all 7 people drop something off at reception. So that happened sometime before they all got killed.
Yes.
And he found them. Okay.
And then they walk back
All right.
into the room, and then a couple hours before that, they all arrive. Not at the same time, just over the course of 15 to 30 minutes.
So if you had to if you were looking at these people and you had to say what club they were a part of in high school, what club would they be a part of?
Well, they're all different ages, and none of them really fit a particular mold. It's also grainy security footage. But you've seen what these people look like while they were laying on the ground, so...
Well, but did I really? Because it sounded like they looked pretty effed up.
Well,
so,
yeah, they did. That's true.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go check the slot.
You see 7 sturdy, faded MLSA insignia stamped packages in the building's mail drop chute.
Alright, I'm gonna pull them out.
They are addressed to Anthony Hash, Charles Skaggs, Louis Wangzhou, Mabel Lively, Georgia Ratcliffe, Teresa Hornback, and William Kalk.
Okay. Do any of those names mean anything to me?
I don't believe so. I don't believe those names mean anything to you.
Well, I'm gonna, I guess, pick up the envelopes and then walk back to the Redwood room.
So do you walk into this room with an armful of these packages, or do you just
That is
put them in
what
your
I
bag?
said I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got the packages.
Esme, you're there comforting the man. He seems to be kind of coming around. Cindy walks into the room with these packages in arms, and he starts like gesturing towards her and sobbing and crying and wailing again, like pointing at the packages.
Do you want a package? Hop for yes, squat for no.
He squats and squats and squats and squats.
Okay. Do you want us to specifically not have the package? Is it dangerous?
He points at Cindy and then points at a table.
Will you put the packages on the table, please, Cindy?
Okay, I do that.
He walks over near there and looks at them and then points at one and then like points at himself.
Okay, which one is his?
It's the one that says Anthony Hash.
Is your name Anthony?
He squats. Or I'm sorry, he hops.
Okay.
He does both.
He does both. Okay. Should we open this?
He shakes his head vigorously while squatting.
Should we destroy this?
He hops up and down, up and down, up and down.
Okay, would burning...
I'm gonna take the envelope away.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open it in the hallway.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna destroy that stuff, okay? You don't need to worry. Do we need to destroy all of these?
He keeps on hopping. So inside the package, it is like this "Welcome to Learning Aklo" package. It's kind of like form-filled sort of thing. Like you feel like it was a substitute language name here about all of the great things that you can do by learning language. It's got some pamphlets in there for learning the language as well as a CD.
Alright, I take the CD and I pocket that.
Okay.
And, I don't know, I put the envelope like on the ground. Do all the others look very similar?
Yeah, they all have this official looking MLSA stamp on it.
Alright. I guess I'll gather up the rest of them and take them out of that room.
Okay.
Do we know what MLSA stands for?
Yeah, it's the Modern Languages School of America.
Okay.
You learned from its website that it's a correspondence school that teaches foreign languages through CD, textbooks, and postal examination.
Okay.
Alright. So I put them all in the hallway and I come back in and I talk to Esme. I'm like, well, I guess these guys were trying to get more people to learn this language. So they were mailing off these things to people, I guess.
Is that what happened, Anthony?
He just starts crying.
Okay, Anthony, I need you to help me out here. What do we do with you?
He just starts squatting over and over again. Hey y'all, thanks for joining us again here at Queso. Got some good news. The podcast is finally up on iTunes now, as well as Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So if you wouldn't mind going over there and liking it, subscribing it, or leaving a review or anything, that helps podcasts reach out to new listeners and everything, especially here at the beginning. So I would appreciate it much. So would Tabitha and John. You can still find John's essays and research at jonathankush.com. You can get special commissions or look at Tabitha's artwork and her patterns and everything at her Quiet Nova store on Etsy. You can still find my novel up on Amazon. And again, all of that information is going to be down in the description of the episode if you want to see a link to any of that. Our intro and outro song was Mission Ready by Ketsa, and don't forget that you can reach us at membersofksl@gmail.com. I'd love to get any sort of feedback, or if you have a letter or anything. Love reading that sort of stuff, so just reach out to us, and that's everything I got today. I'll let y'all get back to the investigation, and we'll be seeing you. So Cindy, as you you were gonna go gather up the rest of the packages, right?
Oh, I put them all outside in the room, just on the hallway.
So when you bent over to drop them down with the other package, the CD drops out of your pocket as you're bending over, and just so happens to fall into the package, which just so happens to fall over and reseal.
Alright.
We should definitely burn those.
So I go into Esme and be like, these are magic packages. And I'm not talking about... and I'm not talking about, weird stuff. I'm talking about weird stuff. Like with a weird...
Weird with a Y?
That's right. You heard it first.
We should probably burn them.
Alright, well, should I burn them inside this building? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe take them out into an alley or something.
Well, I live here, so we could take it to my burn pit at my house.
Oh yeah, the burn pit that everyone has because that's normal. Let's take it to your burn pit.
Yeah, I got me a burn pit.
Here in Pittsburgh city limits.
All right. Cool.
I've seen lots of houses with burn pits.
We should take those laptops.
I don't know why you...
And, I don't think we should...
Burn those too,
No,
right?
I don't think we should burn laptops. That sounds like a bad idea.
Why do you think I have a burn pit?
But, oh my god.
I'm a computer scientist. I burn all of my electronics.
Okay.
That's why my intelligence is so high.
Right. Okay.
My burn pit is in my basement, of course. That's where all good burn pits go.
Of course it is.
So, hey, do you want to come to my house? I say to the little creature thing.
The little creature thing.
Well,
wow.
It doesn't have a fucking name, does it?
Jesus. Anthony!
Anthony the tank engine. Fine. I ask Anthony if he wants to come to my house.
He kind of just squats.
Do you want to come to my house?
He squats again.
Do you want to go to a hospital?
He squats again.
Do you want to go to your house?
He hops.
Okay. He wants to go to his house. Can you...
But we don't know where his house is.
We will figure it out. Do you live here in Pittsburgh?
He hops again.
Okay, that narrows it down from the rest of the entire world.
Okay,
So I put up my hand to Esme and I say, hold on. We'll go neighborhood by neighborhood. There's only 90 of them.
Awesome. Okay. So, in the interests of John having to not play 26 minutes ago, why don't we pick up the mystery of Anthony and how to get him back in his home and time next time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
We
gonna
need to
be a
go
good time
throw
to-
these in the burn pit.
The burn pit.
The burn pit.
It's just a normal house thing. You guys are acting all weird about it.
A normal house thing.
I've seen like 100 houses, and like definitely some of them have burn pits in them.
Yeah.
Many, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Are they like
it's
oil
not, it's
drums?
a regular thing.
I mean, where I lived in Ohio, we had a permanent bonfire spot, but I don't feel like that's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to burn things in city limits. I mean, maybe that's different city by city, but I would think
No,
that
I mean, like, in total seriousness, there are fire pits in, like, many houses in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's got to be enclosed.
I love how
But-
this is the thing we're debating. Out of everything from this session, this is the thing we're debating.
Yeah.
The burn
Well, I
pit.
mean, it's important to know that, the regulations are such that we are within, feasible reality to be able to burn stuff in our houses.
Okay.
I feel like most fire pits are outdoors though, like in the
Well,
backyard.
I mean, mine is not actually in my basement. That was for the lulz. Mine is in the outdoor part of my house, which is what we call outdoor.
Okay. I need psychotherapy to try to soothe someone who's crying. This game is bullshit.
Your bedside manner is just not very good.
Nope. So why'd you roll surgery, John?
I thought it might be handy
Yeah.
to try
Yeah.
and do surgery
So cool.
on the cameras.